Hello. Today, myself and my colleagues, postal workers throughout the country, will be taking industrial action. Unfortunately, something that I don't want to do, nor do the rest of my colleagues. We want to be working for you. We want to be your posties on your doorstep. But we have an employer who is hell-bent on destroying our terms and conditions and also the postal service that we all know and love. Please support us. We want to be here next year like we have been for the last 500 years.
And Sam Smith owns Pot Gang. It's an online business selling grow your own vegetable and herb kits, and his business has taken a financial hit from the strikes.
We usually use Royal Mail for our monthly deliveries, as they're reliable and affordable delivery options for boxes of our size and weight. But to be honest, with these strikes happening, our focus has been on the implications for our own Christmas deliveries. Our priorities are ensuring that customers and potential customers get their boxes in the time that they expect for a price that's fair. So over the strike periods, we're actually taking a bit of a financial hit ourselves and switching everyone over to a more expensive but more reliable delivery for Royal Mail. If their pricing and service is affected by the outcome of these strikes, we'll have to weigh up whether they're the best delivery partner for us, as we need to protect our own profits in order to pay our own staff.
Well, Sandy Best and Sam Smith join us now live. Sandy, you're on the picket line in Parliament Square. I know you sounded very regretful that it's come to this. Is it just about pay for you, or is it bigger than that?
It's much bigger than that. It's about our terms and conditions, but as I said in the video, it's about saving the Royal Mail. The Royal Mail, as we know it, will not be in existence if the people that are in charge of this company get their way. They want us to get rid of us. They want to employ owner drivers on less money and more hours. And we just cannot allow that to happen. We were the people that people depended upon in the pandemic. We were that face that everybody saw. We carried on working through it. And now that we're rewarded basically with, you can go out the door and we don't want you. And we don't want that for our customers either. And that includes our business customers too. We don't want to be here today. We want to be out delivering to our customers. But this is the final thing that we have to do, because there's no choice in what they're doing to us.
Let's go to Sam on that. I mean, Strength of Feeling has driven thousands of people from all over the country, Swindon in Sandy's case there. Have you any sympathy? Can you see their point of view when you're trying to run a small business?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I understand that they have their own priorities and got to protect what they think's important to them. I guess my concern really is much more about our own customers and just making sure that we can adapt and provide the level of service that we have committed ourselves. So getting our boxes to people on time ahead of Christmas and at a price that's reasonable. So for me, it's much less about the actual strikes themselves. It's much more about how we can adapt to make sure that there's no dip in our own service.
And Sam, you've been having to enlist courier companies, which is, I guess, going to affect your bottom line.
Yeah, massively. I mean, one of the reasons that we go with Royal Mail usually is because for the size and weight of box that we send, they're a very reasonable price and are pretty reliable too. But at the moment, we're having to shift everyone over to the likes of DPD or UPS, who are more expensive for us. But to be honest, they are slightly delayed as well at the moment due to the extra demand they have due to Royal Mail strikes. But there's much less hassle for us, and we're able to deliver roughly the sort of delivery timings we've already committed to our customers through them. But yeah, we're having to pay, an extra couple quid per delivery, which puts some financial pressure on us too, yeah.
And Sandy, let's go back to you. I mean, you're foregoing pay by going on strike. It's not a climate where many people can afford to forego pay. And Royal Mail will say that they have made an offer, and it appears on the surface of it that it's an offer that's far more generous than any other groups of striking workers have managed to achieve. Is it not better to just accept it?
The offer that they've given us is 2% imposed this year, 1.5% next year, and on top of that, the other percentage, which goes apparently up to 9%, will all be on condition that we sign away our terms and conditions. For me personally, and for my husband, he's done 43 years, I've done 33 years, and our son is a postie now as well. For both of us, that will mean a £40 a week pay cut. If I get £5 a week given to me and £40 a week taken off, I make that £35 a week, I'm worse off. I don't think there's many people in this country that would sign away that. It might not sound a lot of money to some people, but on the basic wages of a postie, £40 a week is almost a day's pay.
And the Royal Mail will say, Sandy, that striking really hits their bottom line. And by doing so, you're making any potential pay offer unaffordable for them. What do you say to that?
I say to that we made £758 million, and I say we the posties made that money. And our CEO, Simon Thompson, has given away £500 million of shares and awarded himself and his other board members big fat cat salaries, and on top of that, bonuses and shares themselves. He's now saying that we're losing £1 million a day. I would call that gross mismanagement of a company. Because at the end of the day, you shouldn't be able to go from 1 month, 6 months, to making millions of pounds of profit to losing £1 million a day. And it's for him to answer those questions and for him to resign.
Let's go back to you, Sam. How understanding are your customers about the fact that they'll have to make their orders earlier than they would normally have to, and they might have to wait an unspecified period for things to arrive?
I've got to be honest with you. In the build-up to Christmas, people aren't particularly understanding. Their priority is getting the presents that they've ordered in the timeline that they anticipated when ordering them. So yeah, I mean, one of the main reasons that we're shifting away from Royal Mail through this period is to avoid the customer service headache and time drain that it will cause us. We're just a few people sat here doing this, sending veg growing kits out to people, and people don't really talk to you like you're a person when they're stressed about getting their things in time. So it's not really worth the impact it will have on us, and we just want to make sure that Christmas goes as smoothly as possible for us.
Yeah, and how confident are you that you can get everything out in time for Christmas? I guess you just don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm very confident that we'll do it. We just have to adapt and make alternative plans to avoid the impact of the strikes. We'll use couriers that are more reliable through this period, and find other ways to deliver our service in time. We just need to be nimble on our feet and respond and find ways to sustain our quality.
All right, and final word from you, Sandy. I know you said you have sympathy for small business owners like Sam there. Have you any hope that these negotiations are going to see a breakthrough?
What we need Mr. Thompson to stop spending most of his time on social media, dumbing down his employees, and actually concentrate on actually talking to the CWU. And we also need big businesses and little businesses to put pressure on Royal Mail so that they will take these negotiations seriously. And also we've asked for government intervention as well, which has been turned down because we've got somebody who's in a different country basically buying up all the shares and taking over and wanting just to make it the parcel company. If we continue as we are, we will not be the Royal Mail that you know and love. We will just be another parcel company, the same as every other one, that throws your packets up against the door instead of that friendly face that you can speak to, somebody that you know. Thank you.